Welcome back. That was my wife being just as excited as me. Anyway, what we have here is basically when we have a prime up, the idea is to have one tank tanking all the mobs and the other tank going ahead and taking care of the other one. I mean, the MT is what we call it. So the MT takes hold of the main boss, brings him over to the corner over there all the way up, or to one side or the other, and allows the DPS to do their job. And so you have the casters on the side, the perimeter, avoiding all the hits, and you have the Dryad healing the tank. The setup is pretty common, where you either have the MT taking care of all the mobs along with your prime, or if you have base sets up, then you can typically tank all the mobs and your boss as well. It's not a very complicated one. It's just having all the necessary parts. A lot of Celtic Heroes is based around having the right roles filled, and then the DPS to take care of it. So what we have here is basically I'm holding all the mobs pretty easily without taking any damage whatsoever, basically. And we have our MT having Prot pulled all the way to the wall over there, so that way everyone else on the sides there can avoid being hit with damage. So that's the idea that we're going for right here, is avoiding damage being taken by your DPS. Your Dryad would stand right behind that boss, so that way they can avoid being hit by his massive swirl attack. So at this point, we're pretty close to having it wiped out here. It usually takes about 10 minutes, but my recording wasn't working as I was doing it, so we only got about 3 minutes worth. So as you can see here, the setup is very simple. Pull all the mobs together, use taunt and tank, draw them away from your MT, let your MT tank the unit, the boss on the other side of the room, because his wide range attack is very effective. So it's as effective as possible to get him as close as possible. And just like that, it is dead. So that's the setup you're wanting to do. Basically, casters on the sides, tank pulled it to the wall. Your other secondary tank holds all the mobs, but it is possible and feasible to go ahead and do that by just having one tank having all the mobs while tanking the main unit there. So again, I do think you can do it with one. It's very possible. You just have to have the right amount of healers. You want to have your lures down because you need your Dryad and your Mage both to have the lures up to give your DPS the maximum dish out, and you should have one support rogue doing expose and smoke bomb. And so once you get your lures taken care of, your expose taken care of, everything else should be pretty simple. And thanks for